Hello, good evening, everybody. This is Rituparna Khan online from my page again with another story from my book Tales Told and Untold, published by Virasat Art Publication. First of all, I would like to thank the entire editorial team of Virasat Art Publication for helping me publish this book. I'd like to thank the proprietor of Virasat, Mr. Ganesh Pratap Singh, the chief coordinator, Mr. Partha Roy, without whose constant and concerted support, it wouldn't have been possible to take out my first anthology, my collection of short stories, Tales Told and Untold. Today's story is Girl Goes Green. Last eve, Roshni asked me to take her to the same ATM kiosk in our locality from which we extracted cash 2 days back. Now, 2 days was last Monday, so it was a Wednesday. She asked me to take her to the same ATM. I was a bit taken aback at her sudden demand. But we have sufficient cash at home now. Why should we go to the ATM? I asked her. Mama, please, and take me to the same ATM. She harped on the same string. But why, my girl? I repeated. That's a surprise, Mama, and I'm sure you would like it. She almost dragged me to the same kiosk. Half amused, half conjured, I followed her. When we reached her target, she took out a big cutout of a tree made of paper from her art school bag. Now, her art school bag is a big one, almost of her size. She carries that at her back as a backpack, and she took out a cutout of a tree. I gaped at her. She chuckled at me so sweet. Mama, you remember what I did last Monday when we came to extract money from this kiosk? She asked. A picture flashed in front of my eyes. That Monday, while I was operating the ATM, I found her crawling on the floor of that little kiosk, collecting the mini statements which were littered on the floor. She was murmuring and complaining to herself about why people do not use the dustbin. She also added why the provision of paper statement is not stopped when the whole world is discussing to control use of papers to save plants. The insight of my 7.5-year-old progeny really amused me. So this happened a bit back. She's 9.5 now. That time she was 7.5. So at that age also she had that awareness, which sometimes we elders do not have. I enjoyed her welfare activity. I did not stop her from collecting the papers to put inside her bag and clean the litter. So it was amusing for me also. Okay, my girl is doing something good. She's cleaning the litter. Let her do it. Because people are not using the dustbin also. Now, Mama, she smiled at me. You remember what I did. But do you know what did I do with those scrap papers? No, this was a thing I didn't know. I was clueless. I colored those papers in green and brown. Last night I managed to figure out a tree with those pieces. Now I want to paste this tree at this kiosk and poster it as Say no to papers, go green, save earth. She delivered these words of prudence like a wee savior. I mean, that was a wonderful moment. I was speechless at her innocently radical views. Happiness moistened my eyes. It was another instance when my daughter, my little Roshni, made me proud. So, that is Girl Goes Green, a tale on environmentalism, environmental awareness. And I was really amused when I found her picking up those papers, cleaning the litter. And that was the inspiration with which I added my imagination to frame this story. A little girl, in fact, not only Roshni, I found children of their ages, kids of their ages, thinking this way. Sometimes we elders, we refuse to follow those basic principles to save our environment. But they remind us, Mama, don't do this, Mama, don't do that. You were supposed to maybe switch off the light. Why didn't you switch off the geyser switch? These things sometimes they make us aware. They give us the realization that sometimes we are very reckless, we are very indifferent in using the resources we have, which shouldn't be done. Especially in these days of sustainable development and environmentalism, we need to save every bit of resource we have so that we keep a better future for our next generation, and maybe we enjoy a better present for ourselves. So that was Girl Goes Green, and the sole inspiration behind this tale is obviously the act of my daughter, who collected those litters that day and packed it up in her this art school bag. And then I added my imagination to figure out a tree and go to the kiosk and put it there with postering. So that is all about Girl Goes Green. Thanks, my viewers and my listeners, for your patience to listen to this short tale of mine. See you again next week, Sunday, same time. Stay safe, stay happy, stay blessed. Love you all. Catch up next week again. Shubharatri, good night, Shabba Khair. Rituparna Khan signing off from her page.